What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? That's Dreams Deferred by Langston Hughes. I read that in high school and came across it again recently, and it just seemed to really resonate. It's an interesting question to think, what are the consequences of not reaching for your dreams? How do you try to tell someone something that no one can tell them? How do you lead someone to the place that only they know how to go to? What value is anything you say when people only hear what they choose to? I guess that brings us to a really, really big conversation. What is Gears of the Universe, and what's going on? Gears of the Universe is literally everything and nothing. It's a concept that I have that I'm still trying to explain. The music that comes out of the process is the attempts to explain to you the feeling that I get when I go to a place that no one else can, and that's within myself. Let me ask you a question. Did you ever go somewhere with your parents, like maybe to the mall or something, and hide in the clothes rack? Or when you're playing hide and go seek with your friends and you're hiding under a bed all by yourself, do you remember some kind of feeling that you had as a child? It kind of felt like magic. When's the last time you felt that feeling? When's the last time you felt like you could really do anything? It's hard to explain, but I get that feeling when I'm making music for Gears of the Universe. There's like a sensation, a feeling, something that I just can't explain, but I follow it. And it's almost kind of like the white rabbit. I kept watching it run all over the place, and then I decided to chase it. And though I don't think I'll ever catch the rabbit, no pun intended, I found myself in a very different life, in the best way possible. 4 years ago, I never had this opportunity. It was only just an idea, and that idea keeps developing and growing. Even now, as you're watching this, I'm literally sitting in the middle of nowhere, in this room, by myself, working on the thing that matters the most to me. Now, why is that important to you? Because no matter how far apart we are always interconnected. And that's one of the main ideas behind Gears of the Universe. It's the space in between the aspects of our personalities that allow us to engage, right? And if one of those aspects of my personalities is following my destiny, that allows you to engage in the same thing. It's all connected. What if it was true? What if the feeling you had when you were younger was true? A feeling nobody's talked about. It's the greatest mystery of your life. What if the feeling you had when you were a kid, when you were playing pretend, wasn't just a feeling? What if you actually had a superpower? What if you were supposed to grow up to be the hero? And the reason why the world is in the state it is right now is because we're still waiting on you. What if that was true? Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't it be sad too? Now, this isn't that serious, but it isn't a joke either. It's actually a really interesting concept to think about. And in a way, if you start looking at it a little bit more, you see that it has a lot of meaningful, truthful aspects to it that are kind of hard to shake off. Now think about this. Let's say there's one thing that you can do in your life, either bake, and it could be anything. It could be just the fact that you bake amazing cookies. Or maybe you're like an amazing computer programmer. Maybe you're the best kindergarten teacher that's ever gonna be. Maybe you're an amazing scientist. It could be anything. Now let's say that it doesn't even really change the world, just your immediate surroundings. But you inspire the person who cures cancer, or solves a giant mystery, or saves humanity. It'd be a shame if you didn't do that thing. I'm gonna tell you a really quick story. When I was younger, I looked up to my Uncle Owen. He was huge and powerful, and whenever there was a problem, we would call Uncle Owen and he would fix it. When I was younger, Uncle Owen was as good as a superhero. He actually gave me my first pocket knife, which actually spurred my pocket knife collection, and it meant a lot to me. Well, life went on and I grew up, and then I became an uncle. I didn't think much of it. I never thought that I was gonna be like Uncle Owen. I was just me. And my niece was just a little baby. The time kept going, and one day she was old enough for me to do magic tricks for her. After visiting a couple times and doing some magic tricks for her, she began to know me as the magic uncle. If you don't know what it's like to capture the attention of a child, it's a lot like watching an entire universe unfold right before your eyes. As possibilities and reasons and purposes just generate almost infinitely. You can see it behind their eyes. And it was that moment that I realized that I was Uncle Owen. I had become the thing, something to look up to. It was a lot like a magic trick for me too. For those of you who don't know, I used to smoke too. That is something I never wanted my niece to see me do. One day I was having a really, really bad day, My niece wasn't around and I started smoking a cigarette. I was smoking on the porch, and out of nowhere, my niece comes swooping in on her bicycle right on the porch and sees me smoking. I tried to put the cigarette out, but it was too late. I look up from the ashtray and I look at her. And there's that same look in her eyes, the look she had when I did magic for her. Except this time it's different. I could see her questioning why I was smoking, and why I was doing what I was doing. Probably one of my greatest mistakes. I wish she never seen me smoke that cigarette. I wish I was doing something more important. I think the hardest thing about standing up and trying to become what it is you're really supposed to be is that anytime you buckle even a little bit, you let something or someone down. That's not easy. That's a lot of pressure too. I think that's why it's really, really important that we consciously craft our lifestyles, our society, and our environment. The smallest thing matters. And in Gears of the Universe, everything is connected. That's why it's more important to do more good. Think about this. If you had one thing that you were really, really good at, even if it was just baking cookies or shining shoes, if you were the best in the world at it, and that's the best thing you had to offer the world, if you don't give society and the world the best thing you have to offer, you are simultaneously giving them the worst thing you could be. I'm not saying to give up your life and to do that one thing regardless and just be reckless with your life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to consciously give the best aspect that you have to offer to the world, no matter how small it is and no matter how little you can do it. Just start. Think about this. For almost 3 years, I made money paying my bills, being a full-time magician. Magic is like the most useless thing ever. Well, I once had cancer and then I took a card and this guy just showed me this awesome magic trick. It was just amazing. I still have cancer though. Imagine a scenario where we're being chased by a bear, right? We're both running the same speed and I look over to you and I go, "Hey, take a card!" And you're like, "Why?" And I go, "I don't know, it's the only thing I can do." Magic tricks don't really do anything. They're just like sparkly baubles that you look at for a moment and go, that was pretty cool. If I could make a living doing magic, one of the most useless things ever, there's nothing you can't do. Hiding the best thing you have to offer the world is literally the worst thing you can do for the world. I started out becoming a professional magician by being a street performer, and I never liked asking for money. So I'm going to tell you what I told everyone who watched me on the sidewalk in the beginning of my professional magician career. Before you go, I want you to know that I do my magic here for you tonight as a gift. I don't ask for anything. But if you want to donate, it would mean a lot, and you'll help me give this moment to more people. But I want to ask you to do something special for someone sometime soon, like I've given you my magic tonight. And together we can make the world a better place. I'm going to start doing the thing that I think I need to do to make the world a better place. I'm asking you to do the same thing, even if it's baking cookies. Now, if you think that everything's fine with the world and the world doesn't need any help, we should talk. I've got a lot of stuff to share with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to share as well. Do not give up on the best thing you have to offer the world, and I will do the same. Don't get caught smoking that cigarette, because whether you know it or not, someone's looking up to you. It may be an adult, a child, a peer, a sibling. It could be anybody. The thing is, you're not going to know it until it's too late. It's not going to be easy to stand up. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of hard work. It's scary. People are going to say things about you. Believe in yourself and move forward, because I believe in you too. And there's one thing I've learned in the last 2 weeks is that there's a lot of other people who will believe in you if you stand up. I'm standing up. It hurts. But if we all stand together, we can make the world a better place.